The DIYphysio technique in this video clip is about releasing our upper traps. This muscle comes from about top of our shoulder blade, runs along, up, and into our neck. It doesn't necessarily blend all the way up into our head and the base of our neck, but some fibers do. Mainly runs from about there to here. So a lot of tension or stiffness in that region is associated with this muscle because this muscle does this. And because it does this, it is something that we often overuse through the way we use our body today. So, writing, typing, holding, etc. So if we have tension at the top of our head, it can also be a secondary output from this. And of course, there are also circumstances where our tension, our discomfort isn't due to this muscle at all. So this technique you can use and try. It doesn't really have any harmful effects unless you do too much or do it intensely. So stay within that range where it feels good, doesn't feel too much in that sense where it's provoking pain. Stay in the range where it feels good, feels pleasurable, feels relieving. So to start, think of your fingertips like they're quite sticky, and I would like you to put those onto the top of your shoulders where you feel the bulky, soft tissue. In this position, your fingers stick onto your skin. So if they weren't going to stick, they would slide down. That's not for this technique. Your fingertips stick and your elbows gently press away from your body. Doesn't have to be fully intense where you round, just enough where you can feel a forward motion of your elbows. From here, just a nice walking, nice up and down motion with your elbows. And hopefully here you can start to feel your muscle group underneath your finger moving. You should be able to feel the fascia, which is connective tissue, moving and hopefully feeling felt maybe up or down or left or right from the muscle that you're actually in contact with. And by doing this type of motion and doing massage, you're just stimulating blood circulation to the area to relieve and to heal, nourish the region. So once that starts feeling comfortable, you can start to change things. One thing you can start to change, you could circle. You can circle the other direction. Another thing you can do, you can start to open and come back in. Another thing you can do is play around with your finger position. You can bring your hands wider, closer to your shoulders. You can bring your hands closer into the base of your neck, or you can even bring your fingertips up higher to where your head blends in with your neck. So this is where a lot of people hold quite a bit of tension. So the next clip I'm going to do is going to be on releasing this area more specifically. So fingertips, I'll turn to the side so you can see better, are resting on your neck. And then your thumb is just resting on the front, not on your vocal cords, but where you feel the squishy spot. We're not pinching firmly so that you restrict airflow or blood circulation. You're just holding. There's a difference. It's like holding a newborn baby. Steady, because you don't want the baby to drop, but not so hard that you'll bruise it or you'll hurt it. Same idea here. From here, the motion that you can go for is the same idea. One elbow at a time. Hopefully you can see that because we're in a different space, it has a different effect. You get a bit more of a rotation. And then if you feel like you want something a bit more, I'll turn back forward. The other option is you can add in a neck movement while your hands stay stable. So say I turn to the side. Now in this position, I turn my head. Now my fingertip stays as a stable base. As you turn your head, you are feeling sort of an on-off phase, a massage, more clear, and a release. Sort of rolling over the point of tension and then to a point of comfort. You can adjust your hands up or down. And then of course, you can repeat this, or probably should, repeat this on both sides. So the same thing, you side bend, elbows are on that same spot, and you just turn your head left and right, giving yourself a little massage. And then after you do your second side, I find it's very important to return back to a middle ground and do something that's more centering. So maybe return back to your elbow movement, maybe return back to your shoulders. And that way your head just has reference of middle ground instead of being, more swayed to one side or to the other. Remember, the key is to not necessarily overdo it. Less is more, particularly with our neck, and that when we do it, it is more beneficial to do it consistently throughout your day instead of doing one time and really hammering it in. So find that difference. Stay within that range of what it feels really good. When we work in the range of feeling really good, it will promote a cycle to wanting to do these things instead of being a bit of resistant to it as if it's work. If it feels good, we will retain it.